Buried in an economic development bill signed by the governor last week was a provision creating a commission to study whether Massachusetts should go to Atlantic Standard Time, also known as daylight saving time, all the time. The bad, the most powerful person in our state, that'd be Charlie Baker, is hardly a fan. He said this last Thursday.
I think the time zones we have are fine, and they've been fine for a very long time.
Okay, first a little background. Benjamin Franklin once said, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Unfortunately, that has absolutely nothing to do with daylight saving time. But an effort to conserve fuel during World War I did. And after fits and starts, daylight saving time, and that's right, it's not savings, was made permanent by LBJ exactly 50 years ago. Now here's some of the arguments in favor. Light, daylight, more of it. That should be enough. Don't you love it when you leave work in winter and it's cold and pitch black? With a switch, it would still be cold, but you'd get an extra hour of light. That's the big one, light. Fewer heart attacks too, really. Apparently, the twice-a-year switch messes with our circadian rhythms, or some such thing, increasing the incidence of attacks when springing forward and falling back. Don't trust me, trust the New England Journal of Medicine. And by the way, that's another good reason. If you can't remember the mnemonic device, falling and springing, you won't have to call a friend to say, do I lose an hour of sleep tonight or do I gain one? And finally, energy conservation. Obviously, more light, less electricity. Now, the arguments against are just a few. Once, farmers were opposed. Now, few of them care. You can Google it and see for yourself. Then, that kids have to go to school in the darkness. That would be true. But maybe it would be an impetus to change schedules so they start the day at a more civilized hour, which they should be doing anyway. And if just us, if just we, it would be a bit weird to journey into a different time zone in New York. But not that weird. Governor Baker said things are fine as they are without changes. But we made a pretty dramatic change a little more than 10 years ago when then Congressman Ed Markey led the move to spring ahead 3 weeks earlier in mid-March. Think we survived that pretty well, don't you? And last, as you may know, when we're falling back come November 6th to make winter even worse than it already is, Arizona and Hawaii won't be falling at all. And you know my motto, as goes Arizona and Hawaii, so should go Charlie Baker. Let there be light, Governor.